another segment of Prison Chronicles. And today I have a group of men with me that I had the opportunity and blessed to be in their presence and to have a brotherhood with them. And I'm gonna start off by letting you know my name is Denaro Cook, and tune in with us. Make sure you like and share and ask questions, and if you know any brothers and sisters, and not just that, but we're gonna have future segments whereas I keep you updated. But if you got any questions, want to be on the show and things like that, remember my number is 501-551-8489. And I'm gonna start off by letting these guys introduce themselves.
I'm Corey Watson.
My name Mark Mosley.
Charles Higgins.
I'm saying, do I say the AKAs and all of that, or just tell them I'm
all
AJ Spencer?
all that, whatever your name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'm AJ Spencer, AKA the Tattoo Preacher, AKA the X Family, also known as the Candle Lighter. Look at the candle. Look at the candle.
Light it. Well, we're gonna start off. We're gonna bust this thing open like this. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to go down the line to do this, but just kind of tell a person how it was about your first experience in prison and things like that. When did you go down, and what age and things like that, and how was it your first time being in prison? We'll just open it up like that. Anybody feel free to want to pop it
I
off.
don't know. I mean, I'll start.
There you go.
Hey, my name Mark Mosley. I came up in the projects in Granny Mountain. I went by a little street name named Regulator. Everybody know me. My first experience in prison was like when I first came through the door of prison, man, it was crazy. I'm gonna tell you, like I had, I never forget this. I got my time card. When you get in prison, they give you a little piece of paper to tell you how much time you got, what you in prison for, your crimes and stuff. I got my time card. I read it with not even full understanding, and but I grasped a little bit of it and just said I had to do 14 years in prison before I was eligible for parole. And I shot it like a jumper. I look like LeBron James or Michael Jordan. I hit.
You bought it up.
And I hit. You hear me? I balled it up and shot that. I shot that bitch like a jumper and hit. Yeah. And get what I see? It's time to go to work. Hey, I gotta walk this here.
For sure.
One thing you realize in prison was that I did. No matter what, you know what I'm saying, I got to stay here. I'm gonna have to be here. And that day, you know what I'm saying, I said, shit, I got to live inside these walls, so I'm gonna make the best of it. And it was like, it just came to me naturally, It just came to me naturally or whatever, you know what I'm saying. And I just, I learned from there. And it was like the goal day for day, you know what I'm saying, like, fuck society, this is where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make this my new society. And I capitalized and I learned and I paid attention and I'm gonna pass with that.
I know coming up, I think I can say this, the hood prepared you for prison. It ain't like we wanted to go to prison, but I think the hood prepared us for it. The hardships of being in the hood, but was you ever scared, period, you know what I'm saying? Any type of fear you had when you first went down?
Well, when you first go down, I think we all have a fear, like even when you first come to jail, new society, new environment or whatever. So, you kind of, unknown, you don't know. So you try to, it's like to figure out, And I wouldn't just call it a fear because like
respect.
It's like not knowing what's going on. So you trying to like figure out, it's like walking, if they tell you to walk in this room with all the lights out, it's dark and you ain't never been in here, you're going to start reaching for something, And so it's like that, But I don't know. I never feared that. Granny Mountain taught me good, I pop my car.
All right, can we get the next introduction? How old was you when you went down?
I talk the whole show.
I'm just saying,
I ain't tripping. Everybody know that. Yeah, but it's going to be with some
Mr.
substance.
Tattoo Preacher, can you tell us about what the age you went down and?
Yeah, I sure can. Nah. At the tender age of 17, finna be 18, 10th grade, 11th grade, I think. What I was in 11th grade, Parkview. But man, look, I was scared when I went to prison. I grew up in the East End, you know what I mean? I be telling people, like when I tell dudes, you ain't cut out for prison, that ain't to say that I am, because I wasn't. You know what I mean? For real, I just had to, like you say, you do adapt and adjust to his environment, and I'm favored to have been from the East End, the east side of Little Rock. You know what I mean? Because just standing on that alone, you got dudes who have came before us that then already been through the institution and just stand on that. You know what I mean? But when I first went to prison in 1998, man, I was scared, bro. You know, you watch all these movies, you don't know what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? I'm in the unknown environment, you know, and it wasn't scared to the point to where I ain't going in there, or you know, but it's to the point to where what's gonna happen when I go in. You feel me? So, but I was 17, man, I turned 18 on the way to prison. Done 7 years and 8 months, man. Some of the hardest times, but some of the best times. You know what I mean? Because looking back on it in retrospect, man, we got a lot of homeboys who ain't here. You know what I mean? You know, I brand myself as a tattoo preacher. I got a graveyard full of dead homeboys. All my homeboys and died, homegirls died from the East End. You know what I mean? But I got my last tattoo when I was about like 19, 20 years old, bro. I'm 42. I know it don't look like it. I'm 42, baby. You feel what I'm saying? But see, this is what I know. This is what I know about life, man. Life will hand a dude some lemons. It'll hand you some peppermints. It'll hand you some, you know what I mean? Whatever it hand you just got to deal with it. You know, and that's what the type of dude I am, man. I just learned to deal with it, bruh. You know, and today, it's great being me. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I ain't where I want to be in life, but I'm striving every day, bruh. Striving every day, man. And I ain't going back to prison.
For sure. Do you
Yeah,
think you
put
got
that on the
do you
record.
got any regrets on going to prison? Not the time we did, because at the same time, you know, one thing about it, the time we did, we still was living. We made memories, just like you said. You had some wonderful times in them. I'm talking about, hey, some of the best laughs you can get in your life. You know what I'm saying?
I had some experience in prison. What? Like he said, when you talk the best times and the stuff like that, I don't want there to be misconstrued for some of these people, because you know we got petty people in this world. But what I mean by that is what he's elaborating on is like to sit down and break bread at the table with something so small as a soup and call it a spread and make it lovely and crunchy and full. Pure love with family, breaking bread with brothers, man. You know that's what we talking about, having fun, just to enjoy a conversation. And I feel like reading, I say that because I got a son. He's 21 years old, and you know I'm proud of my son. You know, but sometimes some of the things he does, it's like with no purpose, no meaning. Like he don't even have time, 30 minutes to sit down and have a nice meal with his mother. His mama been asking, so you know, so it's just a gain some substance in some of the things that we have endured. And prison taught me that pure love, pure authentic love, no hidden agenda. I don't like you because you regulator. I don't mess with you because of you LJ. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, because LJ is LJ, and you know, y'all don't know him, I do.
Well, it helps. It's
know.
a different perception because I'm saying it's like homosexuality. In prison, you in the burg and you living with this dude. You feel what I'm saying? This dude gay. You feel what I'm saying? You know, but you forced to respect it. You feel what I'm saying? You know, and so the respect level, man, that I gained from prison, and then minding your own business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
AJ,
know,
somebody asked you, was you tried as an adult at 17?
say was I what?
They asked, was you tried as an adult at 17?
Yeah, I was tried as an adult. But in retrospect, looking back on it, I wish I would have asked the judge to try me as a white man, man, a white boy. You know what I mean?
Hey, they asked, were you a minor, and what did they send you to? Since you was a minor, where did they send you to?
They sent me to prison, to the Arkansas Department of Tavarna unit. Yeah, we started off at Pine Bluff in diagnostic, and then left diagnostic, went to Varna unit, and then they sent us from Varna to Newport. And that's how it went for me, you know what I mean? But
All right, can you tell us about you, Corey?
Yeah, my name is Corey Watson. I'm from the East End. I was 21 when I first went to prison. The initial shock of it, I was guilty of what I was sent to prison for. So, of course, you know, you had to accept whatever punishment you had to deal with. You know, but prison is just like the streets. You know, it's
How
it's
much
a
time
world.
did you end up doing?
17 and a half years. Yes, sir. 17 and a half. Don't forget the half.
Sure, y'all don't leave that man half.
You been a couple times?
No, I went one time.
Oh,
That was my first time.
Yeah, when we was there.
Yeah, I
didn't
just
know.
stayed for a long time.
much time you
Me
been
and you
regular?
both.
Yeah.
I did 15 years.
Alright.
I did 15 years.
How much time you do, Crunch?
I did 7 off a 10-year sentence.
How much time you do the narrow?
I did 18.
So 18, let's add up. So 18 years,
17 and
17
a
and a
half.
half, that's 35 and a half.
I did 15.
15, that's
50 and a
another
half.
50.
50 and a
That's
half.
50 and a half.
My 7,
plus 7 and 8 months. That's another 14 and a half. Plus 50, what's that, 64 and a half years? In this one room,
this-
bro,
yeah,
just think
in this
about
section
that.
right here,
Over
yeah.
64 and a half years in
Gone.
this one room, bro.
Yeah.
They've been served. I ain't talking about they got to be served.
Yeah.
Over 64 and a half, man, when you look at it like that, bro.
And then we all done did time together too, boy.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, and then I wanted to say something
Yeah,
about
I was
Bory,
like-
because I've been knowing Bory all his life, and he came out, when he started, he said, I'm Bory, and I'm from the East End, right? You say, look, I'm Boris, I'm from Regulate, I'm from Granite Mountain, but in prison, don't none of that really matter, though. It matter to a certain extent, because like I say, we brothers, bro. The camaraderie that was formed from us being in prison. I don't care where you from Little Rock. It's just like dudes from North Little Rock. They ain't stressing North Little Rock in prison.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
they
Now,
stressing-
some of them,
No,
some of them, you know,
they stressing
but
out,
they
but
stressing
it's
Little
still
Rock.
down,
But they stressing
stressing
Little
out,
Rock,
but it's
though,
time,
bro.
though.
Hey,
It's
everybody that
you
get the
ever
stress.
from Little Rock? You from Little Rock? If you from Little Rock, I'm from the North. They gonna put their
Yeah.
emphasis
Yeah,
on
they
that
gonna-
boy.
they gonna
Them
make
boys
sure you
gonna
know
rip
that.
up.
Yeah.
Crunch,
Yeah, but it got to be to a dude from Little Rock.
Yeah.
I done seen dudes from North Little Rock get asked, is they from, where you from? From a dude from a Blava or Gould or one of them towns that you ain't never heard of till you went to prison, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
feel me? And the dude say, I'm from Little Rock. For real.
Yeah.
They'll say I'm from North Little Rock, which I ain't no knock on it. You feel
Yeah.
what I'm
No, no,
saying?
definitely
You know,
not.
but in prison, we love it, you know, North Little Rock, Granite Mountain, College,
There
all
ain't
of
no
us, bro, we
separation
brothers, bro.
down there. Why do
just
we
brothers.
have to act so separated out here? You know, that's one of the things. You know,
But how was it
one
your
of the
first night in
messages,
prison
you know.
for you?
My first night, no sleep. Team, no sleep.
Was you worried about
Just
the
watching
movies
everything.
and stuff, or
Just watching everything, not knowing, coming into a new environment. You know what I'm saying? I'm around a bunch of more niggas that, you know, that I didn't grow up with. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nobody in here. You know what I mean? I don't
Hey,
know nobody in here.
for
So, you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Having to adapt and watch and learn people, how they act. You know, characteristics, things of that nature.
Crunch,
Survival mode.
Most definitely. How was it for you your first night, Crunch?
my first night, it was like a dream to me because I thought when I wake up, I'm going home because I was there for something I didn't know nothing about. My 7 years, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't commit my crime, but I served the time. And then I thought, you know what I'm saying, it took me 2 years to realize this ain't no dream, this shit's real.
Yeah.
You got 7 years to do.
Well, we're back from our short commercial break, and I want Crunch to elaborate a little bit more about because it was kind of heartfelt. You know, I think you was kind of soft when you said that. No, just kidding. But break it down to how because it took, you know, doing time with all y'all. I think Crunch did his time the hard. Well, I ain't gonna say he took it the hardest when he first went down. Period. And well, it was so funny. Well, can you break it down a little bit more, elaborate about what I'm speaking on, Crunch? You know what I'm saying? Because nobody can speak better about your life than you can.
Like I said, it was more of a dream to me because, like I said, I was down for something I didn't know nothing about. They just come to me with an aggravated robbery charge. I went to court, got convicted by a jury. Got 10 years under 70%. And so when I first went down, I'm like, I know I didn't do this. It's gonna be overturned, so one day I'm gonna get up and go home, you know what I'm saying? Before I serve this 7 years, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't work out that way.
It never happened.
Hey, we out there on whole squad. We out there on whole squad. You know, I had been there. Crunch, you came out 2005.
Yeah, I came down 2005.
133347. He came down 2005. I'm out there on whole squad.
What my ADC number?
Huh?
What's my ADC number?
Tattoo. Anyway, I don't remember it, but
He know it was for a reason.
hold up, I can't. I'll be able to tell you, but I was out there on whole squad and
The white boy.
I happened to look up and I see Higgins on his shirt. I say, Crunch. He gonna look. I said, man, that you, man. Nigga. That is you, nigga. Like, damn, what the hell you doing here, man? Hey, but what's so funny, man, I know, boy, I think I kind of helped Crunch time out more because he came down bottled up to the point where he could have been a time bomb, but he got a joyous spirit, and I think I helped bring that out more. And I think he know that because
I was a time bomb.
Man, look, he had evidence. When you look on the pictures, you know that ain't Crunch.
I got it. I'm gonna show it. But when I first went, when I was a time bomb for my first 2 years, cause I didn't go. You couldn't. If I didn't know you, you better not play with this talk about this 7 years and make it out of a joke. So whenever you say something about that 7 years, we finna fight. If I didn't know you,
How old were you?
I was 25 when I first went.
Hey, now listen, let me
how much time
Hey, hold
you
on,
done
look
7 on
at
10
look at
years?
regulator.
Yeah.
I used to get behind Crunch back, and I tell people, hey, ask him about his charge. Ask him about his charge. and he gonna pull out his motion discovery. He gonna pull out all the pictures and everything to show you, I ain't do this. I'm here for nothing. Now I have people, hey, ask him about his charge. So, I'm behind the back. So he gonna pull out, man, look at this. This ain't me. Look at this. They say I did this, did that. I walk up, man, that you so right, man. That Crunch, that's you, man.
Man, stop playing with me, man.
Man, you used to be so bad.
Did you get compensated for that? How that work out? I mean, what's going on with that?
Say that again.
I'm saying, did you ever get did you went to prison, right?
I went to prison,
For
yes.
something you didn't do.
Didn't do.
And you done 7 years on a 10
years.
year sentence up under 70%.
They said I robbed shells on 9th Street, and I'm sitting outside. I see the police come. You know me, I'm from the project. If I did something and a line of police coming down the road, they come to get me. You know I'm going to run. I got jackrabbit blood, so I'm going to run. You know what I'm saying? So, but I sat there. So my other partner, when they pulled up, we both had work packs on us. You know what I'm saying? My other partner took off, pew, but I didn't move. You know what I'm saying? They rushed straight to me like, is this you?
How they gonna ask you?
I'm like, no, that ain't me. So he come out with another picture when I was 19. Is that you? I'm like, yeah, that's me. But what's up? You robbed the gas station on 9th Street. I'm like, man, I ain't robbed no motherfucking gas station, man. What you talking about? From that day forward, I was drunk. Like I was out of there. Cause I'm in the interrogation room standing up the whole time. They tell me, have a seat, man. How can I sit down? And I know what to say. I know what aggravated robbery carries. So how the fuck can I sit down, man? I can't sit down.
Real talk.
For real.
Like,
But,
and then De Niro, he funny, he laughing about it. But you think about the seriousness of that, bruh.
check it out, man.
Man, I already know y'all been knowing y'all. You tell me no picture.
How can I show the camera?
Look,
I got the picture.
You seen it.
I got the picture. I got it ready to show the
Clarify though, man. Man, clean this shit up, man. Y'all got the brother messed up, man. Clean this up, man. The same story he gave, I got that story.
I ain't seen this shit.
When we was at Maryland, you showed me emotional
That's
stuff.
me.
That's him.
Damn lie.
That ain't him.
No, you ain't seen
Hey, no, but that's what I was finna say. How boy, you know
No,
something?
that ain't him, man. I
boy,
promise on my life that is not him. When I tell you,
look at
He on the
you.
phone, don't even
man, come
know.
on, man, your screen went black. Man, ain't making phone. But when I tell you, man,
Why you shining on the main phone, man?
I'm just saying that he made me show that his screen. No, he made me show that.
He gonna take it up close. He ain't trying to hit it.
This dude crazy.
Dude is light skinned. Look at
You
that.
think about like the homie Meek Mill.
Man, when I
You
tell you,
think about
man,
like
It wasn't me,
Did you
man.
get it? Now put it on my face.
Grant.
That is not me.
Man, crush
Show
it.
that.
See, this is what I went to prison for this photo right here.
That is
Surveillance
him.
camera
That is
photo.
him.
Dude
Your Honor, that is him.
3 times lighter than I am. Look how dark I am. That is
You've been
not
in the
me.
sun. You've been in the sun.
Arkansas is wrong for that. If I had some money, if I had a little money, I invested because it ain't no statute of limitation on
I'm
actual
coming to get you.
innocence.
I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get you.
You always can
You hear
go
me? The
back
H family come
on
get you, baby.
actual innocence and go back and sue 'em.
Yeah.
But I ain't got no money right now. I got a little money, but I can't afford the gamble like that right now. But I want to.
I'm gonna give you something though. This is what I want to say about that. Cause see, me and Crunch, we growed up together. We from the same project. I used to live behind them when we were little, from kids. And one thing I learned is this. This is what I had to take on when I went to prison was I was real bad. I had did a lot of things and stuff like that. Some of the things me and this man did it together. So you know what I'm saying? For that matter, I want them to know this here. When I went down there and they convicted me and they sentenced me to all that time, I said I'm finna do all this time for all the stuff I did before. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't cut me off. Don't cut me off, but I'm gonna listen to what I'm finna say though. The reason being is because I have wrong people for nothing, and I have wrong people for something. But in all, it's like the mistakes I have made. I said, I'm finna bottle it all up. You know what I'm saying, and put it in a jug and walk down this time. And you know what I'm saying. I know that may not right every wrong that I did, or vice versa. But it's to say like this here. I'm trying to put the past behind me, all of it, and walk forward with a clean slate. People get baptized every day and don't even know what it means. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? People get baptized every day.
Bro.
And so, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that's what I did when I did my time.
That's
helped me
easy
keep
to
it
say.
understand
That's easy to say
wholeheartedly
for a
what
man. That's easy to say for a man that committed the crime that he committed. But you talking about a brother that went to prison for something.
I don't care what he's done growing up. I don't care what he's done growing up. I understand.
Now listen, you know the reason why I said that? Because I know some things that me and him did.
But you talking about karma,
they gotta
bro.
catch you,
I don't
though.
believe in karma.
They
I
gotta
believe
catch
like
you doing
everything
something.
gonna happen to us, bro. Gonna happen to us.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. I don't believe in karma,
Karma,
bro.
me neither.
You feel what I'm saying? I don't believe in I'm gonna pay. It's just like a team, bro. They done won 14 games. Finna can go 15-0. And the coach talking about, well, we need to lose one before we get to the championship to humble us. No, that's stupid thinking. That's
Hey,
winning
why I
out.
said that?
We ain't got to lose to humble us. You feel what I'm saying, bro?
You remember
but I
you
understand
remember
what
the
you're
robbery
saying.
that you did
I done done some crazy
Yeah.
nasty
Remember the
stuff.
robbery
The one I did,
you
But
committed?
they
Mac
it's
did
being
80.
wrong, man. You think about the homie Meek Mills,
Listen,
man.
hold up, listen to me. You don't know this, man. That's why I'm saying this. Did you know he
You can't
committed?
convict him for that. You can't punish him for that.
You ain't listening to me. Hear me out.
All was involved. It wasn't just me. All was involved.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying though. It was a crime took place where they all committed a crime of robbery like that. Mac got the bad end of the deal when he just saved his life.
But
you get what I'm saying? He did. Hold on now. Let me speak my piece. Now he did 8.5 out of his life for what he felt like was a crime that he was saving his brother's life that he came up with. You get what I'm saying? And he don't know that, but I'm telling him now. And so just to give some little clarification about what was going on back then in the past, where we did some things in our life, man, that we can't repay.
So even with that, I'm supposed to be like,
Well, a lot of people have, but here's the thing.
I'm telling
With the
them to
justice
say
system
that.
today, here's my thing. He didn't even get a clear shot. He didn't even get a clear
we
chance
don't.
to go.
We
He didn't even get a chance to go in and plead his case. In the United States of America, really, with me, my train of thought is 2 sets of laws. It's laws that govern the whites and it's laws that govern the blacks. You know what I'm saying?
that's true.
You innocent until proven guilty as a white man, but you got to prove your innocence if they charge you with anything as a black man, man. And apparently he wasn't able to do that. 7 years of his life was taken for something that he did not do. It's nothing that we can say to get that time back. The time that he lost with his loved ones. You know what I'm saying? He can't. There's no proper compensation for that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it should be
robberies.
exactly. It don't matter what he did, what they got him for. He didn't do.
But then, bro, he got away with that. Or how it turned out.
That's easy to accept though when they catch you for
that's
doing
our
something
train
that
of
you
thought,
did.
man. We've been trained to think like that, bro. Like I ain't gonna do this. And that's why I live out loud today, bro.
Like
you know what I mean? Like karma, man.
Battle said, "What's up?" Robert Battles. That was very good.
Nah, man, that was my partner,
I gotta
right,
get them
man.
over here too, man. But Jackie,
Yeah, tattoo,
Jackie,
man,
you
right,
spoke
boy.
about we need more women on the show and things like that. That have been in prison and things like that. It don't stop because not only are we gonna allow women that have been to prison, we're gonna interview families that have lost people to prison. We're gonna, tell their side of the story, children, spouses, and things like that. So, Jackie, any women that have been in prison that don't mind being on the show, 501-551-8489. Hit me up. But
Hey, like the touch bases on some of that, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I've been inspired all my life. I've been told, that, when I speak, I had a line roll and people listen. And so in doing that, I had felt like I've been through a lot of trouble in my life. I had a social worker come into my life. I vaguely forget the woman's name, but I could draw a picture of her. I love her so much. She gave me something. She did stuff for me, you know what I'm saying? I had people in my life that I can't even repay, who's been in my life as I was a troubled person. And so in doing so, it took my heart to say that I always wanted to give back and help children, troubled people, those who in need, And so now, I have a few mothers who call me on a daily basis, asking about their children, their son that's down there in prison. And I shed light, and I give much information as I can to, try to relieve some of the stress that's covering their heart, to let them know that, they are all right, but they need your support, and they need it to be, as much, you need an impact. You need them people to know you'll call and blow up the ADC phone and send a lawyer down there because, them people is not treating some of us right down there, but because some people who lack support. I have seen at times where if you got support and someone to show you love you, the ADC won't mess you around like that. They'll try, but you know what I'm saying? They gonna stand back
Well,
when they
that's really
got
in all
somebody.
facets of life. I mean, my daughter was born premature, and I went to the hospital, and the kids whose parents don't come up there, it's like the nurses don't give them that much attention. But I used to go up there, they holding my daughter, you feel me, because they know we coming. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm like, man, I ain't never seen them hold that baby right there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And my wife like, can I hold that baby? You feel me? So it just, in all facets of life, that's relevant. You know what I mean?
hey, being in prison though, what do y'all think was y'all most strongest, I'm gonna say, attribute that y'all had to help you hold your sanity in there? Because you already know you can lose, especially dealing with an 18-year-old telling you to go to bed, when to eat. What you think was something that you grabbed onto mentally or whatever to help you to maintain your mental concept and things like
Well,
that?
for me, it was spirituality, man. You feel what I'm saying? It wasn't religion. It was spirituality. I got like before I went to prison, I suffered from identity crisis. I didn't know who the hell LJ was, bruh. You know what I mean? I didn't know who I was. And so when in prison, I got in contact with who LJ is. You feel what I'm saying? And so it was the spirituality that was my saving grace. And then I had a little one. My son was 8 months when I went to prison in '98. You know what I mean? And so I'm striving to be a better man. And my daddy dropped the ball. I explained it like this, man. When you have a kid, bro, it's like a precious diamond or a jewel, and you drop it and it shatters into, you know what I mean? If so you got to take care of it, bro. Whether it's a little boy or a little girl, it's precious. And my parents, man, I was dropped, bro, and shattered into pieces. And so now I'm groping like a blind man trying to put my life together. You know what I mean? All these tattoos, this ain't me, bro.
I think what was my hold on, my grit. I had 2 little boys before I left. My kid's mother, she told me, she said, D, I don't doubt one bit in my heart that you love me and my children. She said, but if you would be half-ass loyal to me and my children as you were those streets, you'll be at home with me and my children right now. So I grabbed it and I dissected it and I ate on it. And I love my children so much. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like what I was holding on to was something that, like, I put in front of me to say that, I'm going back to have a life with my children and get them what they deserve, what I started out doing anyway. God gave me a blessing so precious, and, I hold it dear. And even though right now I cry every day, I lost my son when I was in prison, My son was shot, And I wake up every day. Really, I cried. I cried last night. I cry all the time about it.
Did you cry in prison about it? Was prison a place you can cry at?
Oh, I heard it. I heard it real bad. But one thing about it, I came home on furlough. I went to my son's funeral and stuff. But like days, like when they tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak on that, cause you know what I'm saying, on a mental level, you know, like I stopped this one day. I stopped the man named Mr. Crumpton. I'm gonna put him out there. He work at Vaughan. He's supposed to be one of the head guys over the mental health situation and helping us. You know what I'm saying, the mental health officer. I asked him. I said, would it be trouble for you to start something new that I noticed? You know, for the mental health to touch bases with the chaplain and do a follow up on those who's lost, you know, loved ones and stuff, to make sure they all right mentally. The man wigged out and said, you know how many people in VSM take medicine? Woo, 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 all this and all that. I said, yes, sir, I bow down. But I had just lost my son, and I was going through it mentally. And what I did is, you know, I didn't really stuff it, but I was like, I didn't want the attention from people telling me, you know, it's gonna be okay. Sorry for your loss and all that old stuff like that, cause that's my son. And the loss of a child, I can't even explain it now. And you know, like Brandy, she going through it. She just lost her son. His name Alex. And you know, I want to tell her something. You know, like I want to let her know that, you know, this hard. I love you. Call me anytime. You know, this is a struggle. I wake up, you know, crying every night, taking showers just to cry by myself and pray under the water, because I'm cleansing myself and feeling like I'm feeling better. But it's going to be there. It ain't going to go away, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I endured a lot, but I just didn't want to put it out there. I didn't want to cry in front of people. That ain't me. I didn't want the attention. I don't want to be seen, you know. And so,
especially in prison, bro.
it was something that I feel like when you came with purity, I felt that, because I was known. And my son's name was on TV, on the news, and so people started coming and asking me, you know what I'm saying? And they was coming and asking me, and so I didn't really know, you know, but it was like I didn't want the fake love, and I was trying to decipher, and so that's where I'm at now, deciphering pure love.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, like, in the name of masculinity, what the world defines as being a man and masculinity is distorted. You feel what I'm saying? A man don't cry. You weak. You feel what I'm saying? And deliver me from a dry soul. You know what I mean? I cry all the time, bro. You know what I mean? But it ain't, but the crying is therapeutic. I watch a Dr. Oz, man. It's amazing. It blew me away. Dr. Oz say every tear got medicine in it. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow. He said that's why after a good cry, you feel better. I ain't talking about no cry when you dapping and, you know, I'm talking about when you punch in the air, boys in the hood cry. You know what I mean? You know, where you just go and get it out, a dude feel. He says therapeutic, man. So deliver me from a dude who don't cry. But prison will lead you to believe, man, I gotta go in here and I gotta act a certain way. I gotta, you know what I mean? You know.
All right, we're finna take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back. We're back to Prison Chronicles, and we're going to pick up where we left off at. And I want to pick back up by asking my guy Corey, how did you cope with, you know, keeping your mental capacity to a certain level and keeping yourself sane?
Well, just taking on the mentality that I wasn't gonna let prison beat me. You know what I'm saying? I figured I made it out of the streets of the East End. You know, prison was just another place, you know what I'm saying, that I was gonna be for a while, and I wasn't gonna be defeated by it. You know, plus I had a mother that I had to make it back home to. You know what I'm saying? I promised I wasn't gonna let nothing happen to me while I was there. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna make it back out in one piece. You know what I'm saying? And I was gonna do what I had to do to stand on that. You know what I mean? I'm her only son, her baby boy. You know what I mean? And the separation between the two, that's where we got close, me and my mother, you know, because I was always my grandmother's favorite grandson. You know, me and my mother formed a relationship once I went to prison because that was my stronghold. That was my support system, my only support system that was, you know, sufficient and constant. You know, so I knew I had to make it back home to mama, man. Help take care of mama, you know, come back in one piece.
Hey, and of course, y'all time, y'all know in prison, you know, everybody, and a lot of people out here oblivious to it, but, you know, in prison, they got the bitch and hoe games, they got the homosexual games. Homosexual games, to people that don't know, it's when straight people, you play games to the point where
You playing.
You playing. You not.
And it ain't right.
Hold up. Black people ain't touching. Because them, to see the white dudes play the game, boy,
Oh, they can't do that.
they play, boy.
But the blacks play too, though.
Hey, but hold up. I'm saying this simply. Have y'all had any altercations behind the game?
So many.
I remember one day.
You better not play with me. I'm having a fuss right now because dudes out here be like, that's off the draw. What's up, bitch?
Oh, yo,
like,
God, what that
come on,
That was
man. I'm
LJ.
ready to crack.
That was
I'm ready to
LJ.
crack
I didn't
people
even
out
play.
there.
I didn't even play bitch and whole game, but you know, from the streets, you know, the homies did that, but
homeboys
LJ did
play
that
like
to the T.
We in the jump. We in math.
Hold on, my first altercation in prison, cause that's what I said. I'm going to prison. I know I'm going, and my homeboys I used to hang around, and they used to drive the shit out of me. So I said, I'm going to prison now. I'm gonna learn how to play games. Now I'm gonna get good. You know what I'm saying? When I come back, I'm gonna try these hoes. You know what I'm saying? So I come straight through the door. I'm playing bitches and whole gang.
Straight to the dome.
I'm
warning them.
Then they said, say, man, no, you don't want to do that, Crunch, man.
He playing games with booty,
Oh,
dog.
listen. He said, you playing, man, that dude right there, man, dude, he fuck boys for real. And you playing, he talking about fucking you and you playing with him, but he for real. I said, say, man. I went to the niggas and say, man, man, you ain't gonna play like that, man. Stop playing with me, man.
Hey, but he used to still play with him so much, and I be like, say, Crunch, stop
So,
playing
hold
with
on,
certain
hold on.
people.
This
Then when you treat me out, cause the games Crunch done play, we be playing chess. Hey, Crunch, look, nigga standing with his dick out the bars. Hey, damn, Crunch, y'all playing like that? Hell
Hold on,
no,
let me
Crunch,
get to that. Hold on. So,
hell no, man, hell.
I'm in the hole. I'm leaning up on the door. You know what I'm saying? The end got about two little windows, so I'm leaning up on the. I see a nigga just come across the motherfucking the floor and jump in the air with his dick out holler. Boom! I was like, hey, it made me so mad because I saw it. You know what I'm saying?
He was crazy, man.
I was like a lion in a cage trying to get out. You bitch ass nigga, I'm gonna kill you when I come out this motherfucker.
Hey, Ray, look, we on visitation one day. I'm on visitation, man. I have been telling this nigga about playing with this one nigga, man.
That's who did, man.
Hey, man, look,
that nigga there.
man, don't say that nigga name, but anyway, I'm on visitation. And we go on visitation the same time, man. And Crunch come out there, he said, man, you know I got into it with that whole ass nigga. I said, what? He said, yeah, this morning on the rec yard. First of all, why are you on rec early in the morning? Everybody asleep. He's loved outside. But anyway, I said, what happened? He like, man, I told the bitch ass nigga about playing with me, man. And
You playing with my time.
he playing with the tan. And, hey, hold up. Now, then what tripped me out?
He played with the time. He started playing with that time.
I said, damn. I said, y'all got to fight in here? Like, hell yeah. I like, damn, you ain't locked up. He said, I'm locked up now. Man, I bust out laughing. So anyway, what the nigga hit you in your head with?
He hit me with the steel horseshoes.
Damn.
But he got about 3-4 licks in, but I got up on him close. You can't, you know what I'm saying? And if I stood out for me and gave him some leverage with that motherfucker, he'd have fucked me up.
Yeah.
But I got close up on him, man.
Man, we on visitation, man.
They said I hit him with the horseshoes.
Man, we on visitation, man. When I tell you that nigga told me, yo, man, I'm locked up now. I'm in a hole now. We fighting, nigga hit me here with the horseshoe, man. It was over. Boy, it took me a long time to visit my people, man. I laughed so hard.
Hey, she was like, she glad that we cleared that up because under the impression. But I'm gonna tell you something. In prison, it's like you got a choice, especially if you're black. I mean, when I went to prison in 1998, if you was Caucasian, white boy, you really didn't have a choice as far as homosexuality is concerned. You know, they was raping them boys coming through the door. You feel what I'm saying? When I first got to prison, but all of us had choices. You know what I mean? So
like real talk.
and then homosexuals respect dudes. You feel what I'm saying? Like we living together, and so they know who gonna go and who ain't gonna go and all of that. And so how you carry yourself, punks ain't just you go to prison, you finna get your booty bust. Nah, that ain't the situation. You feel what I'm saying? You know, that's more in the movies.
That's why dealing with this show, we were supposed to break down like the movie. Don't drop the soap. You know, that's the most terminology.
Right.
I done had that so much, you know, like I just did it recently. You know, you be around somebody, you know, like at home with my girlfriend, taking a shower, drop the soap, she laugh, oh, you drop the soap? Because, you know, I've been to prison type shit. And I just tell her straight up, I remember a time where the dude young in the penitentiary did that at Bourne. He dropped a brand new bar of soap and hit the ground. He like, hey, man, give me another soap, man. I dropped my. I said, shit, I'm getting
Yeah, nigga, shit, give me that soap. Shit, nigga scared to get that soap.
But at the same time, though, that's just stereotyping. That's something that I feel like to elaborate on, because it's a stereotype that guys like us did a lot of time. You know, it's all this and all that. That's all on dudes who was messed up before they went, or they just got the freakiness. You ain't got no self-discipline. You know, because like you said, black men had a choice, got a choice. You know what I'm saying? Right now in the jump is some of the white dudes that really didn't, you know what I'm saying, and stuff, and came on. And even then, I still feel like some of them was talked out their ass. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't forcing them punks to gay. You know what I'm saying?
But like you say, bro, regulator, like you say, bro, like you say,
saving them right now.
Fam, it's something that's in a dude before he even go to prison.
That ain't nothing that you just question.
Prison didn't make you gay.
That ain't nothing
prison
that you call
is just
into
an
question.
environment to where it condone it. It co-signs it, and you know what I mean. You know, it's just like if you're an alcoholic, bro, and you know you playing scratch offs. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get this million. You went from drinking TW7, now you got the million. You just gonna drink some more expensive liquor.
Yeah, there's
You
got a
feel what I'm saying?
question
You ain't
about
gonna
the
stop being
children
you always
down
an
there in
alcoholic.
prison that need some help. You need a question to answer. You need any guidance. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to take on the responsibility to try to help answer any question. You know what I'm saying? I did 15 years. I know some of these mothers out there, you know, Tanya called me on a regular. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to say a name she might don't want me to, but, you know, I help those. You know, I got a few mothers who call on a regular. You want to have, you know, got questions about some of the things going on down there. You know, it's real bad right now. You got COVID. Some of y'all not being able to see your family. They calling, you know what I'm saying, telling y'all to do certain things, complain, press the issue for your family. If somebody in your family call and say they mistreating them, y'all need to take a look at it and follow up on it, because they not sitting down there lying for attention. Them people don't even want to help us. If you go out there right now you can't even go in the medical department right now, and it's going to cost you $3 if you got it or not. And if you ain't bleeding, they say ain't nothing wrong with you. That's why so many loved ones these deaths, and they can't explain it to them. I watched that born. 4 people died less than 24 hours, and they talking about where it's coming from. But I'm caged up in here, $2,500,000 worth of steel and concrete. How can I get it out to bring it in? If that's the case, I'd had everything. They know who brings stuff in prison. I don't care if they know if they do. But what I'm saying is, though, you know what I'm saying? The administration have totally failed. They do not care. They work for a job. They human just like other people, and they make mistakes also. One time I heard they said they want to find out why so many assaults on officers now. Because y'all sugarcoating it. Y'all writing down what y'all want to cover y'all butt to keep the system working like it worked. You know what I'm saying? Me and you can have a fight today. Who's to say who started it? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be a bigger man and say, you remember the stick on the shoulder? That was kind of cool. Because now inside the prison, you know, you got an officer with mace, a billy club, and all this here. And a dude pushed me in the door one day because he seen me looking at a white woman, saying that I was wrong for looking at her. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I'm in prison. I told him my hormones didn't cut off in prison. They turned up a notch. You know what I'm saying? So, and stuff like that there. But, you know, it's foul stuff that goes on every day, and if it's not looked up on, you know, from the support and loved one that's out here, those people that's down there can suffer bad, and that's what causes us to lash out, act out, and stuff like that. So I ask, you know, if you got a question, you need some help, you're wondering anything, call. Ask Denario, tell Denario to ask me. We got a lot of help for y'all nowadays, and we trying to push the issue. So, those questions need to be answered. We got answers for you.
Do y'all think support or the lack of support being in prison play a part of key
Yes.
factor in you
I
doing
was
your
just going
thing?
to speak on that. I was waiting on him to get through. That's what I was
Well,
going to
speak
say.
on
That's the message I want to get across. You know what I'm saying? To anybody that's watching, man, if you got some family, even friends that's locked away, man, whether they did it or not, you know what I mean? When you down that road, man, you need some help. Anything that get done for you, it get done for you from people on the outside of the fence, man. Don't forget about your loved ones that's on lock, man. Whether they did it or not, whether you was mad at them when they left the streets or
We
whatnot.
work for free.
Because everything that's done for them is done on the outside of the gate. When you in prison, you get paid $6 a year. That's what they give you.
$6 a year.
$6
They didn't give me no. They didn't give me no damn $6.
So
They gave me
actuality-
five. They gave me $5.
I mean,
They
but you left
Hey,
it
it's a shame.
It was other
They ain't give me
$6.
no $6.
It's $6 now, bro.
It's
They
a
talking about they
shame.
get $6
But
a year.
anyway,
They, December 22nd, they put $5 on my book for the
We get
duration I
it's
was
six
in.
now.
Hey,
It's
hey,
six
hey,
now.
I think it's 12 now.
so they gave you a
You
raise.
make 50 cents.
Bro
a
said it's
month.
12.
Hey, that's to say this.
Bro said it's
Hey,
12.
listen, hold up. We're going to get, now that's energy. What he talking
yeah,
about. We're going to get to something important. Let's get to something real
that would
important,
need to be spoken
an important point. This here, like when they say, like now, they saying we going out there and working by choice. No, we
that's
going
not
out there by force. You don't
You
go
gonna
out
be
there, you
punished
ain't
if you
going to
don't go.
visit. You ain't going to go, you ain't get no visit.
Commissary.
You ain't get no commissary, you ain't going to get to call home. So how am I working by choice?
Volunteer.
No, I'm working because you forcing me out there to do your labor that y'all, I don't even see hardly no reason in some of those labor we do. If it made sense, I'll be all right. But some of it, like with whole squad, it don't make sense. They need to squash whole squad and start trying to build more Votex and stuff like that to try to figure out how to, like all this money they give for prison, man, we eat slop every day. Do y'all know what box meal is global? People in society, my grandma said she ain't never heard of a day in her life. She 80-something years old.
Once you did that global.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell no, eat that.
Man, and so, you know
Corned
what I'm
beef
saying? This is
hash,
say
no,
stuff
no,
like
she
this
didn't
here
beef hash.
that, like they say, we being forced to work for free, but they saying we going by choice. People in federal prison receiving some type of, if it ain't number $15 a month or $15 a week. People in state prison, you don't get that. You don't get nothing. You get free energy if nobody don't send you no money. That's if you don't get no money. If you don't get no money, and then they give you $12, but you only can buy toothpaste, soap, deodorant, and a note
Hygiene
tablet.
products.
So what are you gonna eat? Is what I'm saying, And so the chow hall is not nothing,
Okay, we'll be right back after a short commercial break. Okay, we're back, and I want to ask a question. I want to get y'all opinion on this. What do you think about the trades that are set up in prison or the lack of thereof? Do you think that can help better you? And if you was asked by the administration or somebody higher up, whereas if you was applied or they was to get your opinion on a trade or anything like that.
a subject that's real meaningful in the penitentiary.
Yes,
I can
and
say
what would you
this
think?
here. I can say this here, like when we touch bases on some of the things like, Votech, some of the like the mental health programs that they rushing through. All in all, I had 15-year sentence. I had a 20-year sentence I did 15 years on. I was eligible for parole in 14. Inside the system right now, you can't take Votech 2 years in the prison, 3 years in the prison. So how long do I wait? So they don't even, you can't, you being you're not even being allowed to take some of the classes. If that's the case, you know, a person who really cares to do better in prison, he's being punished and not able to take certain classes because of the time that he received.
Did you go to Votech?
Yeah, I did.
Do you think? Do you think?
Last year, and it made me a much better person. It taught me a lot. It gave me something to look forward to, positive, going to school.
What'd you get your trade in Votech?
Electricity. You know, I'm 2-year apprenticeship certified electrician right now. I'm currently trying to start my own business and become an independent contractor. And I'm working hard to try to get, you know, everything that I need to you know, like the supplies, the tools, and things of that nature. It was very helpful, and you're being separated.
So you're saying with the trades you learned and the skills you had, if you had the assets I heard with that, you can actually be that person that you know with the skills you done acquired.
Yes, right now the skills I required, I'm lacking support financially. Sometimes mentally, I think I need some mental help. And I've been right now trying to go down to the Social Security building since I've been out.
I think we all do. I think we all do.
Mental assistance, because like prison froze me. Right now, I hate being cold. Why I got my coat on? You know, because they try to keep the germs down, which is a positive thing. But, you know, at the same time, you being froze, you got a little sheet of thin, little blanket might got holes in it and stuff like that there. And, you know, like I say, so, you know, a lot of the things that I have I've been traumatized mentally. They say people go to Afghanistan, PTSD for someone who fought a war. What about me who fought at Bourne, a night fights all night with gangster disciples, vice lords, and Crips and Bloods and Aryan nations, and people who hate each other for no reasons and stuff like that. When, hey, in the Army, they had a gun. They can go hide in the bushes over here. I'm confined into a cell. I better not move too far from, you know what I'm saying, you know? So, yeah, what is PTSD? Yeah, who deserved the treatment, you know?
Well, initially, as far as the treatment is concerned, the whole system is broken. In my opinion, after having done 7 years and 8 months, I mean, you look at it, inmate should be assessed coming through the door, regardless of how much time you got. Sit across from the individual and deal with him on his level. Me and you may be on 2 different levels, bruh. You feel what I'm saying? Coming from the same place, maybe can come out the same house, but we on 2 different levels. So take the whole system, bruh, and restructure it in a way to where the inmate come through the door through intake. You know what I mean? We got a file of every individual inmate, bruh, and we dealing with them on their level. Before you get out of prison, regulator, you got to accomplish this, bruh. You feel what I'm saying? And then when you accomplish this, we're going to bring you back up and look at you, you know, the behavior pattern. We ain't worried about no disciplinary. That's why I tell people disciplinaries, a cell phone, this here will send you into the hole in prison. This ain't no charge out here. So it ain't really against the law. But they done got laws in prison to govern the structure that they got the same. You got a 17, 18-year-old female, bruh, that just graduated training academy. She come to the barrack and run, it's 80 killers in here. She said, come in there, catch the rat. What we gonna do?
Catch a rat.
She just graduated from high school, bro. She 18.
Dang.
With an
You hear
attitude.
me? She come through the door, but
You said
because
with
the system.
With an attitude.
With an
because
attitude,
the
make it
system-
even worse.
But you don't look at the design.
The game on Super Bowl on. We gotta catch our
Be on
rat.
a period,
And so,
a mama
so the
cup,
treatment,
let
if
her
you don't
keep
take
the
initiative, you ain't gonna get no
Hey,
help.
he just hit on something.
You know what I mean?
Her
It's
baby
not
dad on the other
mandatory.
end of the hall
only
down
two things
there.
in prison. The only 2 things in prison that's mandatory is what? Hey, I got a question
All
on the
that.
floor for y'all. The only 2 things in prison that's mandatory is what?
work.
That's one of them.
And sleep. I mean, catch a rat.
No, that's
Count time?
mandatory. You got to do these 2 things in prison. You got to go to work, and you got to go to work. To school if you don't have a GED. Them the only 2 things that's mandatory in prison. You feel what I'm saying? If you got your GED, you're gonna work all day. If you don't got your GED, you're gonna go to school for half a day, and then you go to work for half a day. That's mandatory. Now, I'm talking about like the SATP, the TCs, the mental healths, all these programs. if you got a certain amount of time, you ain't
You
eligible to
can't
get
take
in the
the
program.
program.
So that's why I say the whole system is broken. Assess the guy when he come in. Yeah, you gonna need some life skills. You gonna need some mental health. You gonna need some vote
But
tech.
at the same
You gonna need,
time-
and then give you a to-do list.
Man, you know, I was taking certain courses and classes so I can better myself as a person when I get out. So I was taking everything. In some stuff you taking just to look good for the parole board. Because they still going to stipulate you. You know, you trying to get that out the way before you even get stipulated. You're trying to be steps ahead. Man, I took parenting twice. And I remember at Dermont, I'm in parenting. And we started asking questions, because I know I wasn't no parent at the time, but I also want to be prepared for when I am. And I asked it later, you know, I sat back one day, and I just listened to her talk to everybody else and not listen. So I said, hold up. Hey, man, she's like, yeah. I said, you ain't got no kids. She's like, nah. How you teaching parenting class?
Yeah.
You ain't got no kids. You ain't got no kids. You sitting there trying to teach me how to be a parent.
Had no hands-on
Man, that
experience.
boy walked out. We walked out so deep, man. Probably about 2-3 people left in there, man. We walked out, man.
Riceville, when I asked the woman that, and she said the same thing, and it felt like, you know, it was different. You know, I try to give her a chance, because, you know, it's like, you know, I might be crushing her because she can't have kids, and she probably was a great parent to her niece and nephew.
For sure, I get
So
it.
I'm gonna give her that. You know what I'm saying? And so you know, I'm not gonna shell off what she probably could have did. And you know, I learned something in that class. I learned a lot in parenting.
Yeah, she
learned
can
And
be
one
good.
thing, I'm
I
gonna tell you
learned
something.
too.
One thing I learned in parenting class that helped me out, what I can say, and I encourage people. Write your children. If your daughter right now 4 years old and you write something on that paper, she probably can't even read it. Her mama should read it to her, but she know that came from her dad, and she just gonna look at it and start trying to figure out how to read it.
The one thing about I gave her the benefit of the doubt too, because I went. You know, I think the program lasted for 9 weeks. I went for 7 weeks, but I realized this too. You know, you said you know you gave her the benefit of the doubt. She may not have been able to have kids and things, but regardless, what her mind frame, I didn't know love until I had my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Much as you love your nieces and nephews and, you know, your stepkids and all this, that's cool. That's a certain level. But once you have your own.
But the narrow a person can be learn in a certain, like sports analyst. You know what I mean? It might take, you ain't never played sports in your life, but you learn, you study, you know, it's just like in parenting, you know, so you can be learned in that, in a subject, but experience where we come from is the best teacher. I mean, like, how can you tell who else better to talk to a convicted felon than an ex-convicted felon? See, we need a seat at the table, bruh. You know what I mean? What the wardens and assistant warden. See, the only way that because I'm like a virus now, bruh. Before COVID hit, I was going in prison 2-3 times a week. Any prison I want to go in. Imagine that, bruh.
Hey, boy,
going
hey,
back to
you
the
did
same
that,
prison where you slept on this rack, man. And you go in the barrack and look at the rack, man, and pray for the individual on the rack before you leave, bruh. That's heavy, man.
Yeah.
That's an out-of-body experience, bruh. You feel me? And so I'm a
Hey,
virus.
I know
And so
it,
when the
'cause I
dudes
was.
see me in prison, they know they got some real help, bruh. You know what I mean? LJ holler at the chaplain for them. They know I'm gonna go over there and holler at the chaplain,
See, but
bruh.
at the same time,
you feel what I'm
when
saying?
you
They know they
leave-
got some real help.
When
bruh.
you leave, I'm talking about you a breath of fresh air. You that glimpse of heaven while they in hell. But when you leave, it gradually go back to normal. Yeah. But we need some stuff set up in place for when guys and females come home, where you sitting there, cause mental health. You said, man, we all need it out of here, bro. We all need, but we need some advocates. We need the funding. We need some type of people behind us where we can form our own mental health for when, not only for when brothers and sisters come home, but we can sustain it for when they out here.
See, what we
got
gotta do is collaborate. You got guys, man, that's already doing this on a bigger scale, man. From Van Jones to Michael Rubin to Jay-Z to Meek Mills. You feel what I'm saying? You got guys, and I've already written them guys, but it's gonna take more than just me. You feel what I'm saying? You got guys who got money that's doing this on a bigger scale, bro.
And you know what's,
and
you know
all
how we get
need
there?
is a voice.
And-
Crunk done 7 years, bro.
And you know how we
didn't
get that
do
voice
nothing.
out there? You know how we get that voice
Think
out?
about that, bro.
You know how we get that
Man, we
voice
need to
out?
be
RJ?
raising hell right now. We need to be on the steps of the Capitol right now, dog.
And this how we get. And this is the simplest way to get this voice out by sharing. Push that share button on your phone. We don't have to be fighting or throwing up gang signs or racing down the street to get you to share something. Share it. This is positive. You know what I'm saying? I know we raw and uncut, but at the same time, your people down there, they already got us. We a number. I don't care if we all paper right now. We all relegated to a number, to a social strata of society right now. They after your sons and daughters now. They already got us. Now it's up to us to keep your sons and your daughters, your aunties and your uncles, cause there ain't no age limit. I
Let me help you.
80-something-year-old
Help
man
yourself.
We trying to
Let
keep
me
y'all.
help you with some of your
Well, I
stress.
think about life. I think about
All
life.
that
I
old
think about
stress you
life
got
after
about what's
prison.
going on
You know
down
what I
there
mean?
with
I
your
think
loved
about
ones,
life
call
after
right
prison,
now,
bro.
and we're
Think
gonna
about
help
that.
you out.
Think about
I
life
guarantee
after
you
prison,
got some
man.
type
After
of relief.
I done 7 years and 8 months. Think about life after that. The transition. You know what I mean? They have to get a social security card, a driving license, a job. I mean, just the life after prison, bruh. And that take initiative. I could have easily, you know what I mean, went back to prison.
For sure.
You feel what I'm saying? You know, but it's just a mentality that says, look, man, I'm gonna do better.
Man,
you
look,
feel what I'm
look.
saying? When I went up for parole in 2006, bruh.
Yeah, you 206.
When I went for parole, they told me in a parole hearing, bruh, they said we let 12 of y'all go today, 11 of y'all coming back. I'm like, why y'all telling me this in the parole hearing? I felt some type of way, like I wanted to really like spit on the folks and do some, you know what I mean? I'm like, why y'all? Because they looking at my institutional file and they saying, oh, he one of them slick convicts. Yeah, he'll be back because they couldn't stipulate nothing on me because I had everything in my institutional file. You feel what I'm saying? And so now they judging me in the name of statistics saying if we let 12 of y'all go, 11 of y'all gonna come back in the name of recidivism. You feel what I'm saying? And so I just told myself that I was that one that they was talking about, you know, and I go back, but it's through the front door and I leave at the front door. Yeah. and talk about a background check. They know exactly who LJ X Spencer is, bruh. You feel what I'm saying? They know me. You feel me? Yeah. And they can't stop it.
They can't stop it, man. You did that.
Support your people,
You did
man.
that.
Check on your people, man. Check on your people. Share this too, man.
Like and share.
Share the video, like and share.
Hit us up at 501-551-8489. And we'll get you on the show. You know what I'm saying? Let you speak about.
Oh, I sure was looking for a piece of chicken or something, man. You know
Come
what I
on,
mean?
man.
You
Why
had
it
me
always
for
gotta be
3
chicken,
hours.
man?
I got you some
You know what I mean?